Good evening everyone, a very good evening to you all. Welcome to this live session for economics by Ecoholics. A very good evening to you all. I hope that I am audible to you all. Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing well, and the whole family of Ecoholics greets you all and wishes you all for the best of health and to you and to all of your families in this scenario of pandemic. Right. So I hope that I'm visible to you all. Okay. Hello everyone. Kindly let me know if I'm audible as well as visible. Hello everyone. Okay, so yes. Okay, now I can read your chat as well. Okay, great. So today we are going to discuss on a very important scenario of understanding MCQs, specifically for the examination of UGC net. We all know that UGC net examination is one of those examinations which, although presents MCQ pattern questions, but they may be moderately difficult to quite tricky. And because of that trick kind of a extra X factor that UGC net examination represents, today we are going to discuss on some very important MCQs that you must go through. Now these MCQs that I'm going to do in this session of course have already been there in some or the other question paper or else presented just for your information. The reason why we are doing these MCQs is to understand the pattern of a question. So you have to draw similarities, you have to draw parallels to such questions, and then you have to definitely solve questions. It would be very easy if you solve questions along with the idea or understanding of the pattern of the examination. Of course, this is the time when we have some space or some really very important time with us, so that we can indulge in a lot of study. We know that exam has been postponed, but we also know that the exam is going to be conducted like it was conducted last year with all precautions. So we must indulge into studying, and not just reading or rote learning, but also understanding the pattern and doing a lot of revision as well as practice. Economics just does not include revision, but a lot of practice of a lot of questions, because there are trick questions which you need to solve, right? So because of that, today we are going to understand the key things that one must know for UGC net examination, the paper pattern, the important types of MCQs that arrive in the examination, and of course we'll also have a lot of other discussions related to UGC net examination. So let's begin. Now in front of you, the first slide represents the match the following questions. So this is the first type of questions that are very frequent in the last time question paper. If you must have solved or seen the last year's question paper, you must have seen the number of match the following questions that were there. Normally UGC net trend does not identify with a lot of match the following questions, but of course, why not? Because economics is a vast field, it requires a lot of navigation into a variety of theories, plethora of economists, some economists that probably you must have still not read or heard about. So the maximum areas or the major areas in which your maximum match the following questions may appear is growth and development, macroeconomics, your demography or population economics as you say, as well as statistics. Statistics, normally we have some very basic questions, so not that problematic or numerical type of questions, but there are a lot of assumptions or theories representing statistics. So you need to understand the core areas, right? Okay. Yes, very good evening to everyone over here, and I hope you all are following the concepts that we are doing today. And in the upcoming slides, I'm also going to tell you how a certain question has to be solved, right? So, for example, I was telling you about the match the following type of questions. So, for example, let's go for this slide. Okay. So, this question had appeared in one of the UGC net examinations, and it specifically pointed out the various theories. Now, if you carefully see these theories, can you identify first of all which first of all is the concept that has been put forth over here in these match the following type of questions? So you have two lists, right? Now you do not have to tell me the answer, just identify which is the topic or module from which the question has been asked. You have accelerator and multiplier concept, Cambridge approach, life cycle hypothesis. So we have consumption hypothesis, right? Yes. Again, don't tell me the answer. First of all, tell me which is the module through which this question has been asked. Yes. Right. It is macroeconomics, right? So, as I emphasized earlier, growth and development and macroeconomics, you will find numerous of match the following questions. Now, you need to identify the very important theoretical part. See, conceptual always appears, right? But when we talk about theoretical part, for example, the theories, giving for example, the consumption hypothesis, the various types of consumption hypothesis, the absolute income hypothesis, the relative income hypothesis, the life cycle, and the various other consumption hypothesis, or the accelerator, multiplier, super multiplier, such concepts. Who was the person who curated it? Who was the person who gave these or propounded these theories? Is of course of utmost importance, and because we are economists, because we are economics students, we must definitely pay regard. Don't many a times students rote learn all these things and then tend to forget, but a very nice way of learning theories as well as their theorists is by understanding how well they knew about economics or a certain part of economics. What were they trying to identify? How did they observe such a pattern and such a beautiful concept? So also paying regard to these economists by actually remembering their names, right? For example, whenever your favorite friends or your parents or your sisters, siblings' birthdays are there, you definitely remember them because you have utmost respect, right? There's a certain belongingness. So identify with economics that kind of belongingness and love, and cherish that experience, and definitely you're going to remember each and every concept, right? So last time only I was I believe day before yesterday we were dealing with these types of questions in the UGC net batch, and we were dealing with that, and students were really interested in knowing some of the names they might have not heard about, like George. So if simple Akerlof is given, you need to just quickly go and see, okay, that's George Akerlof. Okay, so we need to identify names, because that is what we are doing. Economics is something that we love and we cherish, right? So that is the approach for identifying and solving questions, right? Then we have such type of questions also from environmental economics, okay, basic environmental studies. This I think everyone knows about, but such type of questions also may appear, right? Then we have demography. Yes, demography also constitutes a very important part, okay. Not that I have not included public finance here, someone is going to complain, but yes, public economics is also of utmost importance, but the kind of match the following questions that appear relatively is of course from these modules which I had mentioned. So we have another interesting question. Yes, Thomas Doubleday with which theory? Of course, the diet theory, right, where Thomas Doubleday had mentioned that food supply is going to be the emphasizing factor on how the population increases or decreases. The availability of food supply is a major factor, and which of course represents later the diet theory, right? So this is something that, and of course then there are various other a single identification can make your answer correct, right? And of course so these are the 4 major topics, right? Now students, very importantly, because you all know that examination is going to arrive soon. We do not have a deadline right now, but it is going to arrive soon, and which is why you all must remember to practice. And for you all, Ecoholics has brought a very interesting way where you can actually appear for different UGC net test series. There's a separate test series for paper 1, there's separate test series for paper 2, that is economics, and you can also take both the test series. There's a combo pack as well. You can all go for the descriptions of these different test series in the under the chat box in the description, okay, and you can call on the numbers that are available, so you can get more information about it. And I think this is the best time of practicing, because it is definitely going to benefit you all. There are about, I think, more than 1000 questions in the combo pack, which is definitely going to bring about a very good scenario for you all. Now moving on to the next type of questions, which is terminology based questions. Now this is very interesting. Terminology based questions are of course very important, because they tell you, they definitely identify with how much retention you have of these questions, right? So because of that, these are very tricky questions, because you may think about a certain term in a certain way, probably you might not get the total definition of it, and you know it game over. So understanding the definition, understanding the proper term is very important, right? I have included a few terms from various concepts like creative destruction. Yes, so quickly let's play this game. You will have to quickly put the concepts, person or a person who identified with the concept, okay, the economist who identified with this concept, or any similar or synonymous terminology, okay. So let's say for creative destruction, who propounded the creative destruction? Okay, so well, yes, we are expecting the examination soon after the pandemic situation gets in control. Of course, we know that this scenario, first of all, health and first of all life is important, okay, then any examination, then anything else. right? So that being said, of course, like last time, when the policy makers and the organizations did conduct the examination with full proper safety norms attended to, I think this time also we may have similar scenario. I definitely can't predict the month, but yes, we can hope for a better situation coming up, with everyone following the norms of the pandemic and everyone getting vaccinated. It's going to come soon, but before it arrives, we must be prepared, right? Prepared to the D. Right. So yes, correct. Tanya is correct. Creative destruction was the term which was introduced in the theory of innovation by Joseph Schumpeter. Very good. Now tell me what backwash and spread effects. Who gave these two terms, backwash and spread effects? Yes. Anyone? Anyone who knows, who propounded or who gave a certain theory in which the two concepts of backwash and spread effects were used? Yes. Anyone who knows this? Yes. I'm still waiting. Okay, Gunnar Myrdal. Right. Okay. Gunnar Myrdal. Very good. Ria, it's the correct answer. So, in the theory of circular cumulative causation, we read about Gunnar Myrdal's theory. It is Myrdal's theory, okay? So, where we study about the backwash and the spread effects, right? So similarly, we have to understand about these various concepts, okay? Of course, these concepts and everything, like I was saying about the test series that we are going to start soon. So the test series actually encapsulates all these variety of questions. Right now, I'm just going to give you a hint, but of course, the actual tricky questions are going to come in the test series, so that you have ample amount of revision and practice, and you are prepared for any type of examination, any type of moderately difficult questions as well, right? So this is something that you must definitely know about. Okay, then we have numerical or diagram based questions. Now of course these questions appear, and many a times students get afraid of numerical questions or diagram based questions. Diagrams to chalo phir bhi theek hai, many students are in a habit to draw diagrams, which I think I suggest that every person should understand diagrams, every person should know diagrams beyond demand and supply, right? For every type of module, for micro or macro, for growth and development, or for your international economics. So there are various modules, and you have diagrams in different modules, even in environmental economics, right? Or demography. Such modules also cover diagrams. So your diagrams should definitely be on point, and that is going to come only after practice. So just reading through your material, or reading through your revision material is not just enough. Once you read the theory, you must be well versed about a certain diagram. Okay, do I have to shift the curve, or do I have to shift it rightwards or leftwards, or what? All of these things definitely should be on point, right? Then of course we understand such type of questions which are numerical in nature. For example, this is a question from the demography module, life table. Yes. Now tell me, who knows the answer of this question? Who knows the answer to this question? Yes. So there are various things which are written over here. Let me identify them for you all. Okay. So we have this is known as X. Okay, X meaning the specific age. Okay, life table constitutes the analysis or along the lines of birth rates and death rates for a cohort. Okay, cohort means what? A group. A group. Okay, it can be in lakhs, it can be in thousands, it can be anything. It can be based on a certain question. Okay, so but it is based on a cohort. So X represents a specific age. Now over here in the question they have mentioned LX. Yes, LX. Okay, can you see this question? Now what is this LX? Anyone can anyone identify what is LX? So this DX is what? DX is your number of deaths. Yes, representing D, number of deaths. Yes. What is this LX? Please identify this. We have capital LX. Capital LX meaning the number of people surviving, or actually the number of people who lived a number of, you can say this like this, number of years lived by a cohort, right? And then what is TX? Yes. Okay, students, I may talk bilingually also. There are a lot of students from South who attend the discussions, and also I can see that you have definitely typed it in English. So I think you can understand a little bit of English, and I am not speaking any terminology over here. I am just speaking some basic English which I think everyone can understand, but still for your sake. So we know something that we need to find out is what the average life expectancy. Average life expectancy, this is something that we need to find out. Okay, and the average life expectancy can be calculated how? Average life expectancy can be calculated by Tx, which is the total number of years lived by the cohort, the total number of years lived by the cohort from the age of x till the age of x plus n. Okay, how many years, divided by what? Divided by Lx. Okay, you can call it Fx also. In some books, in some material it has been given as Fx also, in some it has been given as Lx also. ठीक है, Tx में भी होता है, Fx में भी होता है, right? But तो what we need to understand is that what are we calculating? We are calculating the average life expectancy, right? So this is going to be how much? 48 lakh 50,000 divided by 90,000. What is the answer that is going to be solved by this? हाँ जी, solve करिए. 48 lakhs 50,000 divided by 90,000. क्या आएगा आंसर? क्या आंसर आएगा? It is actually just 485 divided by 9. So you have 45 and then you have 3. So yes, so it's 53.89 figure. Yes, Ria, you were correct. The Average life expectancy is 53.89. But I hope that you all have understood how to solve such questions, right? Numerical based questions. Again, in such questions, ये सारे questions test series में दिए हुए हैं, ठीक है? So I really hope that you attempt these test series which are given by Ecoholics. Okay, you can also apply a code. I can actually write the code. The code has been given by the team in the description also. Okay, so you can apply the code UGC 10 and you can fetch a certain discount on these various test series for paper 1, paper 2, that is economics, as well as there's a combo test series also which has more than 1000 questions. I think practicing these plethora of questions definitely is going to be very, very insightful to you all, right? So that being said, moving on to the next type of questions. Yes, next type of questions are the assertion-reason type of questions. Now, many students in our classes ask about the assertion-reason type questions. How to solve such questions is a major dilemma because these questions are very, very tricky. These questions can either make you, they can trap you into into answering wrongly, or they can also make you believe that you are actually making the correct choice, and probably you can also find yourself in a very big doubt कि सच में सही है आंसर कि गलत है आंसर. No one knows anything and then you just mark some random ABCD and finally when you check it, it's incorrect. So this is a basic funda. Assertion reason type questions का एक फंडा होता है. You need to understand that funda, you need to understand that trick. It is going to be very easy after that trick. So assertion reason में the first question that we are doing is this one. Marshall learner condition should be fulfilled for the success of devaluation. The Marshall-Lerner condition, first of all, like I said, terminologies matter a lot. Marshall-Lerner condition is also one of those terminologies. So, I hope that everyone knows about what is Marshall-Lerner condition. Yes? What do you mean by the Marshall-Lerner condition? Do we know about the Marshall-Lerner condition? Yes? So when the elasticities of your export and import together are greater than 1, then we consider that the devaluation is going to decrease the BOP deficits, only then. Otherwise, it is going to be unfavorable. So, Marshall-Lerner condition definitely should be fulfilled for the success of devaluation is a correct assertion. But then what is the reason? Now, assertion should always be read along with a certain conjunction. ठीक है, conjunction मतलब एक interconnecting word, जैसे because and therefore, ये सारे interconnecting words होते हैं. ठीक है, तो जब आप इसको read करते हैं, whenever you read these types of statements, you should always use interconnecting words, ताकि it is going to be fruitful for you. आपका जो पूरा sentence है वो बहुत logical हो जाएगा, right? So Marshall-Lerner condition should be fulfilled for the success of devaluation because it's a reason. So because devaluation makes exports costly and imports cheaper. Now, devaluation makes exports costly and imports cheaper. Is it a right reason for this assertion? Yes? Is it the right reason? Can anyone tell me, is it the right reason? Yes or no? So it says that devaluation makes the terminology again devaluation. ठीक है, devaluation means what? The currency's value decreases. Devaluation, value कहीं 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 पे decrease हो रही है, कुछ तो deteriorate हो रहा है. So devaluation, if there is currency's devaluation, तो exports are going to be cheaper, right? अगर हमारी करेंसी की वैल्यू कम हो जाती है, सो इन द इंटरनेशनल मार्केट हमारे जो एक्सपोर्ट्स हैं, आवर एक्सपोर्ट्स आर गोइंग टू बी चीपर एंड डेफिनेटली इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी अ फेवरेबल ट्रेडिंग सिनारियो फॉर इंडिया, फॉर अस. वाई? क्योंकि जैसे ही हमारे एक्सपोर्ट्स चीप हो गए, इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में उनकी डिमांड बढ़ गई, राइट? So devaluation has made the exports cheaper and imports costlier, because अगर हमारे करेंसी की वैल्यू कम हो गई है with respect to the international currencies, then definitely the imports are going to be costlier, right? So the reason is wrong, reason is not correct, reason is incorrect. We must understand first of all the two assertion and reason statements, only then look at the MCQ, the answers or the solutions. This is the best way to answer any question. Okay, so a very important trick that I'm telling you right now, before you actually go and go to enroll in the test series and do a lot of questions and practice. Before that, a very important trick to you all is that make sure that you first read the questions, analyze it in your head. What do you get of it? क्या समझ में आया उस question से? Did you understand the question fully? How are you going to select the options is the secondary part. The first part is, did you understand the question? What is the logic behind the question? How is the diagram made? अगर कोई diagram उससे associated, तो just try to make that diagram or try to solve it. Try to make the numerical, अगर कोई numerical है तो. First of all, solve the question from your point of view. Only then, when you have an answer in your rough register or in your notes, only then look at the answers and then choose, then match whether your answer is there on the solutions or not, or on the given objectives or not. This is the correct way of solving any MCQ question, and believe you me, you're definitely going to be successful if you apply this funda, right? And the another type of assertion reasoning type of questions is your statement based questions. When you are given some statements, ठीक है, कुछ statements दिए रहते हैं, and then you have to mark the most appropriate. Now most appropriate का मतलब क्या होता है? What do you mean by most appropriate? It means probably all of them may be correct. हो सकता है कि इनमें से कुछ correct हों, लेकिन we need to identify the most appropriate according to the two statements, right? Now, looking at the first statement, the endogenous growth theories suggest investment in human capital, innovation and knowledge leads to economic growth. ठीक है, समझ में आया? क्या समझ में आया? That endogenous growth theory बोलती हैं that investments what are done in the human capital, innovation and knowledge, they lead to economic growth. ठीक है, let's go and read the second statement. Investment in human capital, innovation and knowledge reduces the diminishing returns on investment. Now सबसे importantly, very importantly, यहाँ पे दोनों statements में सबसे पहले हमें ढूंढना है common factor. There are some common factors which are given. These common factors are investment in human capital, innovation and knowledge. Okay, so these common factors have been mentioned in statement 1 and statement 2 both. तो कहीं ना कहीं हमारे दिमाग में लॉजिक पैदा हो जाना चाहिए that maybe these two statements are linked. They are interlinked. We do not know whether they are interlinked in a negative way or a positive way, but we know that they have a link. Now identify the link. What is the link? They are telling about economic growth, कि किस तरह से इन फैक्टर्स से economic growth होती है. In both of these statements, there is a hint that they are trying to tell that when investments in these factors happen in an economy, it leads to economic growth. In the first statement, it's very clearly given. In the second statement, what they have mentioned, in a opposite way they have mentioned. They have stated that the diminishing returns on investments are going to reduce. Diminishing returns reduce होंगे मतलब क्या होगा? Investments are going to be more productive, right? Again leading to economic growth. Meaning what? That both the statements definitely are interlinked. Now, something that might bug you, something जो एक तरह से बोलते हैं ना, that it would be like a worm, okay, and it would eat you up in confusion, is endogenous growth. So terminologies are very important and the soul of this examination. Remember, terminologies are the soul of this examination. You will get through and through the examination various terminologies. Some you would know, some you would not know. So try to identify. There are plethora of terminology based questions that we have also incorporated in the UGC NET test series that is going to be launched soon. So you can actually practice in these test series various types of theories that you might not have heard about, various types of concepts that probably you must have not read about up until now. So it's a right time to practice such questions, right time to test your knowledge, and right time to be in a comfortable position so that you're very well prepared for not just UGC NET examination, but just, you know, for any type of examination in economics. Ultimately, our aim is not just short run to crack UGC NET examination. We need to go ahead. UGC NET examination's objective is what? To make you identify, get recognized as an assistant professor in a university. So to be of that level, to have that amount of knowledge and study, you need to know everything under the sun about economics, right? So another trick over here is to identify everything in economics as it is interrelated. So don't study microeconomics, then separately study macroeconomics. Ultimately, it's a holistic economics. It's a holistic study. Everything is interrelated. You will find some concepts of microeconomics in international economics also, or environmental economics also. You will find some concepts of environmental economics in public economics also. You will find some concepts of macroeconomics in some other theories also. So in growth and development also. So it's very interrelated. If you will think like that, then definitely you will be very, very successful, right? So I hope that you have got an idea of various types of questions that appear in terms of MCQs in the UGC NET examination. I hope that you are well prepared, but for your practice, we also have a very, very interesting way of practicing, which is the test series. So go ahead, enroll yourself in the UGC NET test series, and it's definitely going to bring a lot of insight to you. It is there in the description. All of the different types of test series are available. You have more than 1000 questions that you can solve, and I think that is going to give you a lot of practice. There are variety of tests for paper 1, for paper 2 economics, or for a combo pack that you may take for both the practice. So do take these test series, and I think you will be well prepared, because ultimately this examination is moderately difficult, but it is going to be very tricky if you do not know these terminology based questions, or these match the following questions, or the assertion-reason type of questions, right? So being prepared is always good, right? So I hope that you all are going to do well in the examination. You're going to be prepared for the examination, and you're going to study for not just the examination but for the future, right? So in the description you are also going to get the test series code, so you can use that code and get the discount as well, right? All of the other things are written in the description, so you can just follow that, right? So that's it for today's discussion. I hope that you all understood the various aspects of today's discussion. Take care of your health and your family's health. Take care of yourselves. Don't worry of how long the pandemic is going to go or when the exams are going to be conducted. Be assured that it is going to happen. You have to have patience. So do not lose your patience. And this is the right time where you can be prepared for many other things. You have to have patience but a lot of intellect to understand that this is a right time to make the best use of such time. This time will not come again and again. Of course it should not come, but yes, this time if lost, you will not be able to get such golden time to practice, to revise your concepts, to actually do the in-depth study. So use your time well, and that's it for today's discussion. Bye bye. Thank you everyone for attending and discussing and having this interactive session with me. Follow our channel for various updates on various types of batches that we run, and on our YouTube channel where we have a lot of various small concepts that are also shown in small compact manner, right? So yes, of course, these videos are definitely going to be uploaded, and you can watch these videos soon after they are fully published on YouTube. You can visit our app also for various videos, okay, related to economics and for doing the deeper study. Thank you so much for attending the session, and bye-bye. Take care of yourselves.